guys, Vince from Team 2 Secret here. Got my friend Andy's Victor deck profile updated with the Raging Clash of Blade Fang set in 10?
It's GB10, yeah.
GBT10. He's got it all decked out with the new stuff, so let's go ahead and check it out.
Alright, so we're going to start off with the starter. You still play Rumble. I can't say his name.
It's just Rumble.
Rumble.
Yeah.
Honestly, your unit in front restands, he restands. Why not? It's Riot Horn with G-Break 1. I mean, you play it. So, first off, you play 4 New Victor. New Victor's really good, because when you stride on him, he gives the unit the ability, you Soul Blast 1, target a unit with Rush, stand the column. Also, he has a Rear Guard Rush effect, that is also a Vanguard Rush effect, that doesn't matter on Vanguard, where he restands, and everything gets +2 in your front row. Which isn't terrible, because it helps you build numbers, because, you know, you're swinging for 16, now it's 18, so for some reason they're cross-ride. You're hitting the cross-ride.
Yeah. Or even like a Sazanda.
Yeah.
Goes from 9 to 11, which gets 16.
Yeah. So there's 4 of that. You really want 4 of this. Don't run 3. It's honestly not good to run anything less than 4, personally. Next is my assortment of SP Victors and 1 Secret GR. You play 3 regular Victor because you need a good backup. And all your things require Victor. So, Victor. This Victor, when you on stride, counterblast 1, stand a unit +5. Not terrible. His GB2 skill is, when he attacks, he gets +5, stand a unit +5. I like this card. When we went to Indianapolis, this card won me half the games I won on GB2. It's really good. Next up is my grade 2 lineup. Line them up. I'm still kind of working on it, but this is what I'm going with right now. 4 Magical Spinner, because she's Rush without G-Break. Her Rush skill is when she stands, and she gains red text when you attack the Vanguard. If it hits, retire a unit with attack less. So, I mean, she's 9k, she's girl, she's got Rush without G-Break, which is really good. So, good early game pressure, so if you're playing grade 1 Rush or something stupid like that, yeah. Next is Sadanza's twin brother. And they're all hot stamped, because I'm a boss. G-Break 2, Sazanda, when he restands, gain +5. And G-Break 1, when he drive check a grade 3, retire something with attack less. I think it should have been the other way around, personally, but, I mean, he's good. As long as you have a Vanguard with Victor, that's why you run the Victors. And last, 3 of the Benzo clone. Because honestly, you need something else to help you restand units. And you could run Cool Hank. Personal preference, though. That's what I feel about this game. It's personal preference. I like 3 of him.
I like him better, too.
I just don't like how he uses a soul. But then, you know, it's just personal preference, like I said. So 3 of that. It's when he's on place, counterblast 1, soul blast 1, target a unit when he attacks. He gains he becomes 11k stand at +5. So it's another stand +5. Next up,
I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah, that's how this deck works, honestly. Next up is the grade 1s. 4 Unflip PG, and because of favorite champ Victor. Only reason. The Rush PG, you could run it if you want, but there's really no way to search it. So it's not worth running. And you could run Twin Blader or the Blau one if you want, but Overlord's not really a big thing right now, so you don't have to worry about it as often.
The only threat I could think of is Laurel, but yeah, Dismal shuts him down.
Honestly, so... the grade 1 lineup, I'm trying a bunch of stuff out just to see what I like. Right now I'm running 3 of the...
Mayaki.
Yeah, thank you. Terrible names.
That's fine.
I just call him the guy who gives +4 to 2 units. When the unit in front of him restands, give it red text when it attacks. Target 2 units +4. Really good. I think it gives the unit rush too.
Yeah, super important to mention. If he's in a column, all units in the column gain rush. So whoever's in front of him gains rush. And the new Victor stands a column if you pick a rush unit. So if you can pick that unit and make a new column.
So it's really good. And he's from, you know, the set before.
04.
04. So he's not terrible. I like him because he's 7k base, and everything in this deck is 7k base, thank God. except for the perfect guards, which I ride every game.
I mean, soul blasting.
Yeah. 2 clay doll mechanic. Honestly, I still feel like you need this card. Because you need your counterblast to do everything. Even if your Vanguard soul blast, all your strides pretty much counterblast, except for regular Victor. The Victor stride. So you need this. Plus, it's just good to have if you have to ride other regular Victor, Extreme Battler, instead of the new one. So it's just good to have. Last of the grade 1 lineup. Oh no, not last of the grade 1 lineup. I'm terrible at this. The new Extreme Battler. His skill is kind of. It's really weird. When he stands in the column, the next time the attack hits or he boosts, you put him into soul as long as it's a successful attack, and you target the unit with a rush and stand it. So honestly, it's just a restander and soul filler.
So okay.
So here, it's just easier if I.
Yeah, if he stands, he gains the ability. Afterwards, if his attack or the boosted attack hits, he moves into the soul and stands anything with rush.
Yeah. So like attack, Victor Vanguard, Soul Blast,
stand the
column. He gets +5. Attack, your opponent takes it, and it'll soul stand +5.
Stands again. Okay, cool.
So that's how that works, and it helps you build your soul. I'm thinking of bumping this up to 3. I'm honestly thinking of dropping Clay Doll. I've been balancing it out, trying to figure out how I want to play this deck.
His name is Banquet. I thought it was Baguette.
Yeah, it's Banquet.
This is why we don't do deck profiles at 4:15 in the morning.
It is 4:15 in the morning, and we shouldn't be doing this. And he's a good card. Plus, he's a blue robot with a laser. Why not? It's robots. Next up is the most important card in the deck. 4 Stride Enabler, because if you don't have Victor and you don't stride, you lose. So, BTW, 1 side, 1 SP. Love it.
It's a pretty simple explanation. Like, this card's good.
Yeah, this card's good. So, next we're going to move on to the trigger lineup. I'm going to start off with the basic 4 heal, because it's easier. I have waifu version of heals. Because you need the G guard so you can set up for favorite chat Victor.
Yeah.
And the story. Next, I'm only running, right now I'm trying 4 crit. And people look at me kind of weird. But I like this build. My trigger lineup is very good, in my opinion. This is the Victor specific crit. It does the same thing all the specific crits do. Into the soul +5 draw card. Except for the new Shadow one. But we don't count that because it's $20 and everyone else is 3.
Yeah.
Next, I run 6 draw because with favorite champ Victor, you need to draw. And honestly, draws are nice. I don't like how they're only 5k shields, kind of. But you need hand.
It's combo piece based deck.
Yeah, you need hand to get your combo pieces. And then lastly, I was trying 2 of the new stand. Yeah.
Touchy wall.
It's when he restands, put him into the deck, target a unit, stand it, shuffle, draw a card. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm thinking of putting either 2 more draw triggers in or Subliminal Gray. I was mainly trying out stands because of the new rush unit, Miracle Spinner, because she's not G-Break. And it, like I said, it's all personal preference with this deck. And I'm just trying to figure out how I want to build it.
Yeah.
So, I like it. It's fun. And that was the triggers. Now we're going to move on to the stride zone. Honestly, your first stride in this deck should always be Victor Stride. Meteor Kaiser Victor. If you're running Bustard, I can understand why you're running it. You think, oh, Counterblast, I stand a unit no matter what. Yeah, I get it. But that's a Counterblast you could use for something else. I like this because it gives pressure, because its regular effect is when this unit attack hits, stand a unit +5. So your opponent has to guard that, or they're going to have to take another attack.
Plus, it gets you that GB2 immediately.
Yeah, because you flip a copy.
What's his name? Sever Temper.
Yeah. Next up, when he's GB3, you automatically stand a unit +5. And you still get the on-hit, which is really good. Plus, it flips a copy. That's the most important part. Next...
I know it totally doesn't matter now, but in other decks, if you stride into this, you can use the Victor crit. You have 7 Victor grade 3s now, so it doesn't matter, but that was a cool thing.
Next up, I still find Forfeit Plasma to be needed. Because, honestly, if you're not playing the game regularly and you're just trying to go into Favorite Champ Victor, you're not going to win. That's just how the deck works. Vic Plasma's, Counterblast 2, -1 restand. Old school card.
The most generic of restanding Vanguards.
Of the first restanding Vanguard.
That's an opinion.
That's
Draconic Overlord.
I meant the
BTL
first
one.
restanding Stride.
I mean,
First restanding Stride. And honestly, you still need it. You could run Bustard in its place, but the chance of you getting 5 rear guards on board and your opponent not killing something or you not having hand that you need is really high. Next up, like I said, I only run one Favorite Champ Victor. In my personal opinion, if you do not win the first time you use this card, you are not winning. You blow all your resources, and if you somehow survive, there's no way to come back from it. His skill is, when this unit attacks, at the end of the battle phase, Counterblast 2, discard a card. Stand a unit for each face-up card in your G-Zone. If you stand 3 or more, discard 3 cards, restand him, -drive check 2, so he goes down to 1.
as well as countercharge 1.
As well as countercharge 1, thank you. And it is not once per turn. So it is amazing. But the problem is, if you drop your whole hand and your opponent somehow survives, next turn they're pushing your pooper in.
Oh yeah, you're done.
You're done. Next up is one Tribute. He's the if your unit restands, Counterblast 1, retire a unit with attack less than that on your opponent's side of the board.
Also gives +2.
Also gives +2. Thank you. I like him. He's a 1-up though.
It's just to snipe Laurel. Snipe annoying units.
Honestly, if you play this against Lured and they haven't strode yet, instead of them going Orgazard, they're going to go Lured Stride. And that honestly helps you out.
If they have the Ritual 3, yeah.
So then they can't plus as much against you. It kind of helps with that.
If you stride first, this can kill really annoying starters. Pretty much.
That's pretty much what that card's there for. Lastly, for the regular strides, Asabras. It's really good in this deck. Even though Sever Temper's GV2 doesn't get activated, which is my only problem with running Sever Temper. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
It's Seabreeze. Everyone knows what Seabreeze does.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the new G Guardian. I like this card. It's
Unir.
when you have no soul or no face-up counterblast, he gets +5 both times. So you can possibly get him to +15 or +10.
Yeah, if your damage zone's face down, you flip 2 up and get 5. If your soul's empty, you charge 2, get 5.
Thank you. It's way too late to be doing this crap.
It's early, technically.
Yeah. So he's really good. One of the original, who's if you have more damage or the same, he's a 31k shield. It's just for options. Because this doesn't always get the power.
Yeah.
This does. Screw you, because it's screw you. Seabreeze, because you don't want to lose. Or Dismal, thank you. Dismal, because if they're attacking your Sever Temper, you're like, no.
I don't want that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much the deck. I'm probably going to make some quick changes. I might take the 2 stand triggers out for 2 Subliminal Gray, because he may soul charge, but it's consistent. And I may try 8 draw, or I may go back to 6 crit, 6 draw. It's player preference, like I said.
Still a lot of testing to do. Cards just came out, but this is the deck profile we got for you right now. Remember to rate, favorite, comment, like, and subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.